I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
Oh, so pretty and witty and nice.
See, you're a much better singer than I am. What are we talking about today? Holy cow, that seems pretty obvious.
East Side. It's a different movie.
That it might be.
West Side Story.
Look, it's a classic story.
It is.
57, I think it first came out.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
It is.
And Spielberg dedicated it to his dad,
Which is pretty cool.
which is very cool. So there's a lot of really positive things about it.
Yeah. There are some vowels.
I'm not super excited about the outcome of this film.
I liked it.
I know you did. And thanks for stretching me.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I've stretched you, and thanks for stretching me.
That's right. We got our stretchy pants on.
I'm not going to let you pick the movies anymore at all. No. After this experience.
Yeah, we're going to do Phantom of the Opera. Les Mis, just consistent.
That's right.
That's all we're doing now.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah, I
When the trailer first came out, and it was tonight, and I saw Steven Spielberg was the one directing it, I was definitely surprised.
Movies. The average person can be inspired by them. They can make us laugh. Movies can keep us on the edge of our seat, and so much more. Maddie's Movie Mix is a podcast for movie enthusiasts of all kinds. We hope you enjoy the show.
Wait. Matt Logan!
Yes, we both had the same problem. You.
Listen. You smell something?
Yippee-ki-yay! This is Tyler Peterson.
I was surprised too, but it makes sense about, hearing a little bit about how it was dedicated to his dad and stuff. The thing that was probably within 10 or 15 minutes into it, I was thinking like, okay, we talked about this with Ridley Scott. Dude's old.
Yeah.
Spielberg's getting old. Are they doing some of these projects like before they are gone from this planet and saying like, hey, these are stories we wanted to tell in our way, things along those lines? I don't know. It looks that way to me.
Right.
So put up your own money, I say.
That's right. You're on $100 million.
Where did $100 million go? I want to ask you that. What do you think the $100 million went to?
I have no idea. Maybe the CGI. There were some funky CGI decisions in this movie.
Was that on purpose?
I don't know. I think it was. I was happy that they didn't try to do a full remake in modern times. Or maybe it could have been better. But I mean,
I think they should have. I think that this thing would have knocked it out of the park if they would have done modern times.
That's true.
I really do. I really believe that. I was expecting that.
Okay.
I mean, I was expecting like some sort of I try to go into films, I've said this before, without knowing almost anything about it. I do whatever I can. I'm scrolling through YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, which you can find us, by the way, anywhere. Maddie's Movie Mix. Sorry, I had to throw a plug
Hashtag
in
plug it in.
No, but I'm scrolling through. I see something, West Side Story. Nope, keep going. I'm going to make sure that I don't see it. I really work hard at that. I have for a very long time.
Yeah. And it's only getting harder and harder to do as time goes on.
Like Spider-Man, I'm like, I need to go see that right now before I can. I can't avoid it anymore.
That was one where I did a social media blackout only because there's no way. Because they're putting trailers, they're putting in conversations, they're putting in, here's the things you didn't know about the behind the scenes, or how do they get all these characters? And I'm like, nope, get away.
I know, exactly. And so I do that with every film, and I stayed away from this one, and so when I'm going into this in my mind, I'm thinking they're gonna have the like old 50s like feel at the beginning, and then they're gonna like wake up from a dream, and then they're gonna do the modern version. Like the first 5 minutes might be like, they're having a dream or whatever, right? And then they're in modern times, and I really expected that. Honestly, I really, really expected that.
I think the hard part with that is I don't think they would have been able to do it in New York.
Sure.
And so I think maybe what they could have done is move it to, because the hard part that would be hard is the music, because the music is focused more on Hispanic, like English mix.
Sure.
And so they would have had to at least pick a place where you have the Mexican border, where they are having still some immigration issues, for better or whatever. I'm not super cultured on that, so I don't want to start anything, but I'm just saying
I get it
from what I've heard.
I've been there. Yeah. It's real.
Yeah. So
since it's been going on, I've seen these camps. Like I've driven past them. Yeah.
So I think
it's
if they were doing modern times, they probably would have had to move it to a California type location. And then, they could have, because that's the one thing that West Side Story is built off is the music. And I don't know how he would have changed that. Because if the other thing I was thinking, they could have switched to modern times and switched the cultural groups, but that's just not really something you could do with a movie like this.
No, I agree. I think they still could have pulled something off, even if they would have done it. Maybe they could have done it like flipped Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Or whatever. They could have done it like a reverse or whatever. But I think that one of the things is, to me, why it has flopped so bad is it's not. You're not going to pull a movie off like that right now. I really don't believe that.
Right.
We just saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know what Steven Spielberg did to convince people to spend $100 million on this.
Well, here's the thing, and better or worse, I mean, each person has their own opinions.
Yeah.
From the opinions that I looked at a few of the reviews, and again, there's critic reviews that'll go one way, there's people's reviews that'll go another. Overall, and I know we have different thoughts on this, is that it's got a pretty positive review on it outside of it.
Yeah.
So
right. Yeah. I would 100% agree with that.
Yeah. So we just watched A Star Is Born.
Yes.
Which is definitely more of a modern take on music-based movies, where music is pretty you can't take the music out and the movie would be the same.
Correct.
West Side Story is definitely more of a classic musical, where you got people randomly dancing, people randomly bursting out. I was talking to my sister and my wife, and they hate this aspect of, why do people randomly start dancing? Or why do people randomly burst out in song? And so I don't know if that's something that's shifted as well, because I don't think this style of movie is as popular as it used to be.
No way.
And so how do you bring that into modern times and make it feel or grab people's attention? Because again, I loved it, because my thought process is that if I could live my life randomly bursting out song and people would sing with me, I'd be so happy. And so it's just,
everybody would be happy.
It's just so on the screen is oh man, this would be so cool if this was real life, where I could just go out and dance and people would dance with me singing Tyler songs. But obviously,
like Steven Tyler.
Was that
like Steven Tyler songs, like "Walk This Way" or you mean, or
probably a little less electric guitar. But so again, I like music. I love how it's incorporated. I think dance and choreography is really cool, but I don't think, how popular is that nowadays, or how are people more willing to watch it? Where you got epics like Marvel, you have epics like, we just watched Doom, and that obviously got mixed reviews, but singing and dancing in movies you don't see as often anymore.
No, I think so. When this came out in 57 or whatever it was, 58, or they wrote it, I can't remember exactly, and I didn't put them all in my notes, but it was a different time, obviously, and thankfully it's not that time anymore.
Right.
And so they used those types of things in singing and the dances at the schools and stuff like that to do exactly what they were trying to do.
Exactly.
And that is to bring people together and show that there's more things in common than not, and all of those things, right? And so I really love that about the film. I don't want to just completely destroy it. But from a film and entertainment standpoint, I mean, if we put a film like this together as a documentary or as some sort of like one-off of what history actually was, okay.
Yeah.
But to do this as an entertaining film, I'm sorry, it's just not. And so there's so it's a hard balance for me, is what I'm really saying, is like, okay, I get the real emotional piece to this, and I get the cultural piece to this, and I get all of those things.
Yeah.
But to go into the theater and sit back in those reclining, beautiful chairs.
Oh man, they're gorgeous.
How the heck are you going to stay awake?
I stayed awake.
I didn't.
My wife did not, or didn't want to.
So
the other thing that they did in this film, which I thought was an interesting choice, and I wish I would have put more notes on it, was the Spanish inclusion, where they didn't do any subtitles or anything like that.
Yes. What did you think of that? Like, as English speaking,
right?
I'm assuming you.
I took 3 years of Spanish in high school, and all of that's gone.
Yeah, right.
Besides, I can ask where the bathroom, or I can ask where is the bathroom, and crazy chicken. But
how do you do that then?
It's pollo ir al baño.
Okay, at
least that's what I was taught. And then there's pollo loco, which is crazy chicken. And I thought it was good because I was real mixed, because a lot of the times when they did the Spanish and then a lot of times they repeated in English, because Anita was like in English.
Yeah.
And so they would say in Spanish. So I thought it was cool because, again, going to historical times, they're trying to assimilate into America English predominantly. And at that time, America wasn't as willing to learn Spanish and assimilate them in. And so I thought it was interesting because of the fact where, like, they're really trying to assimilate into America. And so they're trying to keep their roots of Spanish, but also trying to be more Americanized, speaking in English. And so I enjoyed it in that aspect of, like, at least most of the time they spoke Spanish and then they spoke English. So I actually knew what was, at least mostly what was being said.
Right.
But there were times where they didn't do that.
Right.
And so those times I struggled. I was like, you said something and I have no idea what you just said.
That was frustrating.
Yeah.
I didn't take Spanish. I mean, I think I took a little bit. I mean, I was in high school a very, very long time ago. So I don't exactly remember. I think I had a little bit of Spanish, but in 2001 or 2, I did dig into it pretty heavily because I had to go to Mexico for work, essentially, for not for very long, and I wouldn't have needed to learn anything of the Spanish language, but I wanted to.
Yeah.
And so for probably 3 or 4 months before I left, I dug into it hard, like Rosetta Stone or whatever that one was that back then. And I know there's others now.
There's still Rosetta, and there's a lot of different options now.
So, I mean, I really hit it hard so that at least I wasn't, like, totally clueless.
Yeah.
I couldn't read anything. It was only impossible. Speaking.
Yeah.
But, I don't remember any of it now. I mean, there's obviously some common phrases, but
right.
But yeah, I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
And I would go into stores and need to make purchases for this role that I was in down there to set up this condo.
Yeah.
I didn't meet Brad Pitt, but I saw Brad Pitt down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like this far away from him.
Was he filming or just?
He was filming. He was there to do Troy.
Okay.
They filmed Troy down there, and he was doing post-production stuff, I think is what they said. Like,
Yeah.
they filmed the whole movie, but they needed to fill a couple things that didn't work or something.
Yeah.
Because I talked to one of his entourage. I think he was in security.
Right.
I suppose.
I
I
would
don't know.
assume.
But when they were off duty, you knew who they were.
Right.
I mean, and so I had talked to one of the guys. But yeah, I mean, he had his long hair in Troy and everything.
That's right.
And things. And so it was pretty interesting. But so going into these stores, setting up this big condo, because I was in the furniture business.
Okay.
So I could do okay.
Yeah.
I was able to make purchases and not, and just communicate enough.
Yeah.
But now, 20 years later, nothing.
Gone. Yeah.
And so that was really frustrating to me.
Yeah.
Like, is that bad of me to be frustrated? Or is it okay because I'm going to an English-speaking theater,
Yeah.
watching a movie that I'm expecting it to be in English?
Or at least have understanding of what's being said.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was another negative for me
Right.
in the film, is like, I wanted subtitles. I don't care that they're speaking Spanish.
No, I don't.
I just wanted subtitles to see that. So,
Yeah, I thought it was fun they were speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
I thought it was perfect for the film to include that language into the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same point, I forgot what the interview said, but it was something about they really wanted to make you feel like the difference between American and the Puerto Rican, that communication lag. But like in a movie, you're trying to understand the storyline, the plot, and if you can't understand what they're saying, then they could just be speaking any language and not understanding anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it didn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, let's jam out our numbers.
The numbers.
I'm gonna go first.
Where do we start? Are we doing actor?
We're going right down the line.
Let's do it.
3.1.
Oh yeah, you and I are gonna have different. I gave it a 4.3.
Okay.
I really like Tony and Maria's relationship.
That's why it was a 3.1.
Oh really?
Because of that. Because of their relationship. They did it. Those two did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the front to beginning of the movie.
Oh, absolutely.
3.1.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was Maria. So Maria's character, played by Rachel Zegler, she played the musical on Broadway.
Yeah.
And I think she postponed college to be able to do the movie.
No kidding. I didn't know
which
that.
I thought was pretty cool. And then Tony's character, the one issue I had with Tony's character is he was supposed to be the super tough guy that everyone's supposed to be intimidated, but he was so baby-faced, and I was like,
at least get ripped for the movie.
yeah,
or something,
that's right. Or grow a beard, or I don't know, something where you, at least something is there, maybe chest hair or something. I don't know. There
physical feature. I
there
agree.
was something there that, and it wasn't fully the actor's fault. It was just a disconnect when I was watching the film, because I really liked. Riff's character seemed absolutely crazy, and he fit the role pretty well for what he was able to do. But again, yeah, that was the one issue I had with Tony. But when it came to Tony and Maria, I don't know. I thought it's hard in a musical or any relationship, at least for me, because basically it's that idea where they look at each other, instant chemistry, they're in love. I mean, spoiler, I'll catch it beforehand. I mean, Tony kills him or ends up dying at the end. Yeah. And I thought Maria was
Everybody knows that,
well,
I hope.
And I thought Maria, again, I don't think I've seen this before, but I know it's critically acclaimed. And so I thought Maria was going to kill herself, just like a classic Shakespearean film. And I was surprised when she lived. But the emotions were there to the point where I thought
they were. Yes.
That could have happened.
Yes.
And so you're this huge relationship. It's something I've experienced. It's hard to like understand it on a screen. So, but again, they felt real. I thought, again, Tony's character really felt like he was trying to change and get out of the Jets to live a better life with
the New York Jets.
The New York Jets. I'm sure you're going to say if they're both bad.
I'm not a sports fan, so.
Well, the Jets.
I mean, I like sports. I'm not a. I should clarify that I am not a professional sports fan. So they suck. I don't even know.
What do you watch if it's not professional sports?
I'll watch some college stuff.
Okay, sounds good.
But
yeah, that makes sense. So I really enjoyed it. I also enjoyed Valentina. Again, it's hard because the relationships are weird, but they were fun to watch. So like even Valentina's and Fernando's relationship was fun. Again, it didn't make sense to me, but
right.
There was that. I mean, they're very different people, but they have the chemistry, physical chemistry.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was great picks for the film, and they worked well together.
There was some other group stuff that they did that I thought the dancing choreography was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they really did a good job there.
Yeah.
Obviously, hours and hours and hours of practice to get that figured out. But there was just some stuff where I saw it kind of looked like the actors were trying to look away from the camera when maybe they should have just gone across with their eyes. You know what I mean? Like, I know they're trained not to look at the camera unless you're doing like I am right now and talking to the person. You know what I mean? But so there was some of that I caught. At least it looked like I caught it, I guess. And a few other things. The group settings is what did it for me. I just didn't think they just didn't have that down.
Yeah.
And so if you look at, I know Joss Whedon has supposedly, gotten into some trouble here recently, I guess. I don't know, whatever that means. But he is one that I think is brilliant at bringing a group of actors together and making it just flow really, really well.
Yeah.
He's, from Buffy and that whole big group that they had, and obviously the Marvel, bunch of Marvel films. What did he do? 5 or 6 or 4 or 5 or something?
Yeah, he did the big one being the Avengers.
Yeah, and
he took over for the Justice League, and he got a lot of crap on that.
Yeah. But he can bring that group together to make it like real. He's just really. What I see, he's just really good at that. Firefly.
Oh yeah,
have
that's
you
a
seen
good one.
that? Do you like Firefly?
I like Firefly. I like a lot of Nathan Fillion stuff.
Yeah, I do too. So that's interesting. That's funny. Did you watch the movie then?
Yeah.
Yeah, Serenity.
Yep.
I have both.
Yeah. No,
I have this Firefly series, but anyway, he's one to bring that group of characters together and make it really flow and connect.
Ensemble.
Yes. Yeah. He's super good at it. And that was missing for me.
Okay.
I just didn't see that, especially in some of the real emotional scenes. I just didn't feel like it just flowed very well as a group of people, how they would really be feeling, as a group. But so that's why the 3.1. Filming locations.
I gave it 3.9.
You want to hear mine?
Is in the twos?
It is.
2.7?
2.9. Our producer's over here like you belly rolling, not trying to make a sound at us here. Yeah, 2.9. They did a really crappy job, in my opinion, of locations. With the exception of where you knew it was real.
Yeah.
But when they tried to make it look real, it was doggone terrible.
Yeah, the CGI was something else in this one.
And the sets that they built were terrible.
Yeah.
You weren't believable at all.
Yeah, it started off weird with the pan into the rundown new estate place that they were building that obviously then went into the whole divide of the groups, but
yeah, I just wasn't impressed.
I
don't even know. I don't think there's even anything to say. I just wasn't impressed.
It seemed
$100 million. I mean,
the movie seemed as if it was fighting a line where was it trying to really fully feel like a musical? Because in a musical, the sets feel weird where you can push them off, put them on.
Totally get that. This was not that feel, though. This was not what they were trying to do.
There were some parts where even, I don't know, when Maria was standing on the fire escape, I was like, this feels like just a straight up, you would see this if you went to like Broadway and in a musical where they just had the spotlight. Yeah. And so I think that's where they struggled mostly in areas.
It should have been fully that.
Right.
Or fully real.
Right.
Not that whatever they were doing.
Yeah, the hybrid.
It was a massive turnoff to me.
Yeah. And so I think that's, I don't know if that was something that Steven Spielberg was struggling with, being his first musical. If you wanted, obviously, his huge cinematography background where he has these huge productions of big CGI that are really well done, where musicals are, again, the set stages that you can move. They don't always look realistic because they have to move things in and out so quickly. And so I think that's where I struggled with it, was I couldn't tell what direction they wanted to go into because they didn't really fully jump into one or the other. So yeah, I thought they could have done a better job. There were some scenes, again, I liked the mix for me is I kind of liked the musical style, but again, I wish they would either stuck more fully with that or gone more.
This as a film, from the respect, like I said earlier, as a history, or like a pseudo history, I suppose. I mean, it's not like a one-to-one documentary, I guess, but fine, whatever, great. But for what they were trying to do, in my opinion, in the entertainment in the movie, missed it.
And there weren't a lot of scenes where they were, I mean, it was all usually one location. They didn't typically in some movies you see them move.
One location in like 1.5 days.
Yeah.
Like this was like a day and a half, like the 32-hour period or whatever ish.
Super quick.
Yeah.
I think the film only took 2 months to shoot.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's accurate. I read that somewhere, but I didn't really do a lot of back checking. Which kind of makes sense with kind of how some of how it looked in some of the shots.
Yeah. Cinematography. I'll go. I'll go.
Sounds good.
2.1. Let me wait, I got a quote here. Hang on.
The choreography is what's bumped it up for me with the dance scenes.
Here's a quote. It was a movie I watched, and there was singing. That's how I feel about the cinematography.
See, I gave it a 4.1, and what really boosted it was the choreography. I really enjoyed the America song, where Valentina's character was moving around and living in America, and then you get these groups together, and they're all dancing. Again, we'll get probably this with. Hopefully your costume design is higher, because I really thought they did a great job with that. But the choreography was really cool. So I really liked the America, and then I really liked the gym scene where that was really well done.
That one was very well done.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I liked the choreography, which really did boost it up for me. Again, I don't think the CGI was great at all. They could have done a significantly better job with that. But
a film like this, they shouldn't have had any CGI in it.
Right.
Period. Yeah. None. Zero.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Right.
Especially for $100 million. You know what I can do with $100?
Well, the $100 million, there should have been better CGI.
Well, that too. But you know what I could do for $100 for construction type stuff?
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. 100 million, that's a lot. So the choreography was a boosted, so I gave it a 4.1, because I think with it being a musical, that's what really mattered for the film, is the dance and the songs and it meshing together well.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
So the 2-1 for me is because they had a lot of scenes, tons of scenes where they had the light behind like a character and then the camera in front, and so you get that sheen across the screen.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Oh, do you?
It's a personal pet peeve of mine. I don't like that. You know, I know they don't have to do that.
No.
And so that's on purpose.
Right.
And I think it looks like garbage.
Okay.
I understand it from the perspective that it's fairly real from a lens.
Right.
But it's not real from the eye.
Right.
You only get that kind of glare from glass.
Right.
Our eyes don't pick that up.
No.
I mean, we can look directly at
unless
this
we're
light.
going delusional.
True. Maybe that's
I see bright lights everywhere.
It's like the picture I showed you. UFOs. So to me, that is like, you know, that's done on purpose. Obviously, it wasn't an accident. Like, it was throughout the film a ton.
Yeah.
So
it was a choice.
Yes. Yeah. And so I think personally it's a bad choice. That's just me personally. I also, I think it was, no, I can't remember now, but the CGI was terrible. It should have, the way they captured it on the film, it definitely looked like a stage. You know, I've been to better stage performances that had better props than that.
Yeah,
frankly.
Well, again, I think that's an issue where they blended the CGI. Again, they didn't know what. I think they didn't know. They didn't commit to one direction, which showed.
Yeah, it did. So that's where I'm at. Costume design.
I gave it a 4.6.
Yeah,
I loved it.
So, I did not give it a 4.6.
Is it? Don't tell me it's in the twos.
No, it's not in the twos. No. It's not in the twos. It's a 3.9.
Okay.
My expectations of this film, as I said earlier, was bringing it to modern somehow.
Yeah.
Not sure how they would have done it exactly. I mean, I talked about it earlier, but that to me was really important. So, you know, the costume design, they nailed the period.
Yep.
And so that is great.
Yeah.
But other than that,
what would you like to see then with the costume design?
Dress.
So here's the thing I really enjoyed about the dresses and in regards to the dancing is, again, the America scene. I remember she had, most of the dress was gold, but then, it's going to sound great, when she twirled, you had the red underneath.
I know. I saw
and
that.
So I thought, you know, they really did try to emphasize, again, that's what I enjoyed the most was the choreography. I thought they did a great job in a lot of the different areas with the music and the filming I do have costume design. I can't read. For the costume design, I thought it meshed really well together. And then in the gym scene, you have, you know, the Americans, the Italians wearing the blues, and then you had the Puerto Ricans that had the browns and the reds. And so you were really able to see the two different groups of peoples and cultures.
Yeah.
And then red dress type thing, you see Maria come in with a white dress with the red belt.
Right. There was a little bit of it, but I mean, it's hard to get that Matrix red dress.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that, but you can.
Yes.
And the Matrix did it very, very well.
Yeah.
And how they wrote it into the story. So, you know, I know that it can be done. There's the small pieces there for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a 3.9. Because when it's just period piece, you know, I talked about this when we did The Last Duel.
Yeah.
It's period piece. That's great. But there's a couple little exciting things like in that, but minimal.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, yeah.
Should we talk about the music?
I don't know. You're going to be very disappointed in me.
Well, that's fine.
2.7.
I know I sensed a 2.7. I just didn't think it would be here.
we got literally a belly roll about ready to fall off of the producer's chair here. So, I'll tell you why. And maybe I put this in the wrong place, but they did a horse doo-doo job of singing and matching the mouth with the recording. It was awful.
Maybe I was singing while that was happening, and that's why I didn't catch that happening much.
It was... So I know how to edit, right? I actually started in radio. Okay. So I would be editing before there was editing stuff. I would edit. I'm old enough to edit on reel to reel.
Okay.
You'd literally you'd literally do that. Now there was technology back then, and I just didn't have access to it.
Right.
It wasn't a lot of technology, but to do it. But I know how to do that, and so now I do some of these video editing, and so I know you're looking for stuff like that, right?
Right.
And so so to me, they should have just sang because it was them singing.
Yeah.
I would have appreciated it so much more if they would have just sang, even if it was terrible singing, than having the mouths not meet the music.
Yeah, maybe I did get distracted when I was singing during the songs, which was my concern for everyone else when I went to the movie. Was I don't know. It just has so many iconic. And again, where do you put that in?
I don't mean to interrupt you. I think we're going to probably have to, in the remodel that I'm doing, I'm going to probably have to put the producers in a whole different room. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, they have like the double windows where they can watch us, but we can't see or hear. I don't know. There is just so many classic songs, and again, it's a remake. So I mean, these songs existed.
I'm not saying the songs are bad or not that they're not classics or anything like that. But to me, it has to go together.
Yeah.
If you're gonna sing on screen. Look, we talked about that in A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
They did real concerts.
Right.
They sang. Bradley Cooper went through months of
training,
of voice coaching and all of that, and they did it. They obviously Lady Gaga's a singer, but you can do it.
Yeah,
they didn't.
They do it. No, I agree. You're dead because they do it on Broadway and stuff like that, where they clearly are able to make it work.
Tony's character. Here we go. We could have just had Hugh Jackman in there.
Hugh Jackman makes everything better. Right?
I mean, he's a Broadway star. He's a film star. He can sing and dance and all at once.
I'm sure they can make him look like a man in his 20s.
Right? And he can get buff when he wants to. And
he's
look like that
the greatest showman ever.
He is the greatest showman ever. Here's what... Totally. Here's what's going to blow your mind. I own that movie.
Oh, my goodness. It's a good one to own.
There's
another one we can put it. We can just do this whole...
do a whole series on musicals.
Musicals.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you.
So here's the thing where I would be curious is how many times did they do those dances for the shot and then cut it together from different places? Again, you can make it work where you can make them match one way or the other, but I think that's something. Broadway is something, for better or for worse, it works better because they don't have to worry about post, about we're gonna have to edit this later, we're gonna have to do this 3 or 4 times to get this scene. They do it once, and whatever comes out of it comes out of it. And so again, it'd be interesting. I didn't look into how many reshoots do they do for those different scenes, because obviously they went to different places for it, and so again, it'd be interesting. So I think it is a little bit harder on the big screen to be able to blend the two together, because they probably have to pick one song or they probably sing it once, and then they are probably trying to sing it while they're doing it on sets. But if the song is somewhere else, that's the perfect match, then how... I think it makes it difficult. But again, doable. They could definitely make it work.
I would have rather seen them spend the money and time and months at making that work really, 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 really well.
Yeah.
Than having any... I would have just as soon that instead of, I guess, the locations even. Like they could have... Because the locations didn't look that good anyway.
Well, I don't think they were supposed to.
I don't know. For $100 million, I would disagree.
It could have looked more run down with more of a budget.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I gave it a 4.5. I don't think I listed that, so I'll just get that out there now.
Yeah.
I did give it a 4.5. Again, trying to split it down between each. I mean, cinematography plays an effect on how musical effect, because again, you're talking about choreography, you're talking about how does it look and everything like that. And so sometimes score is hard for me to mix the actual music that's being done.
Yeah.
And then also, it's kind of like actor. We've talked about actor chemistry.
Yeah.
You have to split. Is it the actors or is it the way it's written?
Right.
And so for music too, is it the music or is it how it's put into the movie, and how are we grading the two differently?
Yeah.
And so I thought the music again is really good. I had Coming to America stuck in my head. It's just such a peppy song. And then Tonight.
Oh, there's good music.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no question.
And so there's 3 songs that have been stuck in my head for the last week. And for me, that's, especially when it comes to a musical, that's a sign of a good one, where at least the music gets stuck in your head for better or for worse. So I gave it a 4.5 again, just because I didn't necessarily look at it being in sync too much, as opposed to just how is it. And I feel so pretty. That's another one that randomly gets stuck in my head, and people look at me weird when I start singing it out loud. But so yeah, I think it's good music, and I think it's again hard to, how do you split it up when you grade it individually, but you're also grading in the film.
Yeah. Overall entertainment value.
I 4.3. I love musicals.
I
know this one's going to be another one of the 2s for you, because you'll probably, if you see it, you'll just burn it.
Have you ever seen Army of Darkness?
No.
It's Bruce Campbell.
Okay.
You know who Bruce Campbell is?
Yeah.
He's an incredible B actor.
Right.
I would never call him an A actor.
Yeah.
But he's like the top of the B in my opinion, right?
Right.
So Army of Darkness, Tyler's word is campy.
Yeah.
Campy movie.
Yeah.
Super entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely.
This movie, not campy. Very serious.
Yep.
Very emotional. Very culturally, right? Is that how you'd say it? Culturally relevant movie.
Yes.
But it's not entertaining to me. 2-0.
2-0.
So yeah. That's all I'm gonna say about the entertainment part of it. That's it.
Yeah, it was my only complaint on it was that it was 45 minutes too long.
Truly.
And I think other people think longer than that. But again, my wife didn't enjoy it.
If you would have brought that down under 2 hours, I could have probably, that would have given it another solid point for entertainment value.
Or a solid 2.1. Oh.
No, a whole point.
A whole point, 3.
Not a 10. Yeah. Yeah. But it was too long.
Yeah.
But the thing is I get it.
Yeah.
But it's a film. You're supposed to go to it and be entertained. This particular film, you're supposed to go and be entertained.
Yeah. So does that bring your overall score?
2.6.
4.5. Agree to disagree.
That's true. That's the beauty of films, isn't it?
That's right.
You do it. You go through it. I would have not. I'm a better person for going to this film, so thank you. Seriously, I mean that in all seriousness. I learned a lot. Yeah. It's very like, wow, I'm glad we're not in that place anymore.
Right.
And things along those lines. So I'm very grateful for that. I would have never gone to it had we not decided to do it as a podcast review. Period. I just wouldn't. I mean, if it was on TV at some point at Christmas time or in the background?
I don't know if I would watch this on TV.
Well,
once you throw commercials in,
right? But what I'm saying is the background.
If it's on
type
the background,
feel, right? Like I probably would have seen parts of it, but I never would have sat down. And then you would have been in the kitchen
dancing to "I Feel Pretty."
Yeah. So that I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
We can all learn a lot from.
Yeah.
Where we were and where we are.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, extremely important.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a lot of good things. So, anyway. Wrap it.
Man, if you love musicals, you can just listen to the soundtrack.
Okay, so I'll see you later, huh? I'll give you a call.
So it's done.
It's done.